back to Hillbilly Adventures. This is part 4 of the 1.6 Willys Jeep build. So here's where we're at with it, guys. My drive shafts came in. They're nice, beefy metal drive shafts from Endura. I'm normally not a huge Endura fan, but when you're trying to build something on the cheap, it works. And actually, they're pretty nice. I mean, I'd run those. I'd run those on a comp truck. They're actually, I'm pretty impressed with those. Anywho, also got me some shocks. I could not find the other two shocks with the set that I showed you in one of the previous videos, and I looked everywhere. I don't know where they're at. So I ordered some cheapo Chinese knockoff 90 millimeter internal spring shocks, and they are fine. I am going to have to take them back off and replace the spring with the softer spring inside, because in my opinion, they're pretty stiff. When I put them on there, they felt stiff, and I said, well, it's a pretty heavy rig, probably needs the stiffer ones. No, that's a mistake. I should have went with a soft. But anyway, the servo was, if you remember right, was servo over axle, and I had to do away with that because there's that much room, 2 fingers of room between that axle and the bottom of this body. It would have no suspension whatsoever if I'd have left it that way. So instead, I did relocate the servo inside here, inside the body, and it is mounted down. Let me go ahead and get her top off so you can see. So it's right there. See right there. And the servo horn is sticking forward out towards the front, and it's right here. Now, I did make a bit of a mistake with this, and I did use a plastic axial, cheapo freaking servo horn, and it is not long enough, and it is causing issues with the steering. I have steering, but it's not great, and it sometimes gets in a bind. So I will be probably today installing this in its place. It will give me more throw and push, the steering bar out enough where it's not getting in a bind and trying to buckle back the other way. And that should fix my steering issue. It does run and drive. I plug it in here. I did drive her around the living room a little bit, even though the steering was a pain, absolute pain in the rear end. Talking about like 5, 6, 7 point turns. It wasn't bad though. I mean, it seems to go all right. Oh, my wire's all caught up in here. There we go. Good enough. So the power button is under the dashboard here on the driver's side. And on my Fly Sky GT5, yes, I am still rocking the Fly Sky GT5 radios. I like them. You like what you like. I think they're comfortable. As you can see, I have steering, but the throw is terrible, and it's just not a whole lot. So I think that servo horn is going to fix that. But she crawls. There you go. There we go. Let's see. Let me give you a look at my Klinger up here. As you can see, Klinger is rocking the feather boa. He has his beret with a beautiful diamond at the top. Compliments of Claire's. Smoking his cigar. You can probably see a little orange dot. Wearing his sundress, and he is trying his best to get a Section 8. And I think it's pretty hilarious myself. I'm pretty thrilled with how it's going so far. But he's pretty cool. The antenna right here, I was going to replace it with I was going to cut it off, drill it out, and put like an antenna tube in there. And this thing looks like it's got metal in it, so I don't think I'm going to bother. I don't think it's going to break. Now I did do some work with my 3D printer on the back, and I made me a license plate, government tag with Section 8. And I looked it up, and back in the day, the government tags were black, so that's why it's black. It was black. They were black and white. Well, I didn't have a white pen, so I used chrome. So he's got his Section 8, military tag on the back, because that's what he's trying to get, a Section 8, so he can get out of the Army. But I've been having a lot of fun with this thing. These super swamper tires, they seem to work on this thing. They're like overkill for this thing, really. They were on a friend of mine's Wraith, and he had a Rancho that he had put them on, and I had bought the Rancho and threw these in my tire box, and had no intention of using them until now. And if that and the Rancho that I got off him became the Hold My Beer, which I believe I have a YouTube video on if you want to check it out from Axial Fest, where it's got a SCX10 two axles under it now, and it is basically like a mud truck slash crawler, and it actually works really good. Um, but anyway, so these things found new life in this truck here. I still want to get the military looking ones, just for scale looks. My other friend from Dudes at RC, he called me, and yesterday actually, and we were talking, and he said, "Hey, are you going to enter this thing into the concourse at Beat the Creek?" And I think I will. Next year's Beat the Creek. This thing will be there. I'm going to enter into the concourse. Why not? I mean, I think it's pretty groovy. If it wins something, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. Uh, Definitely though, want to have it in the parade. I didn't even know there was a parade, and this year we weren't prepared, and we had no ideas. First time at Beat the Creek, and they had the parade, and we watched it, but we didn't participate. I'd like to participate. I think this thing would be kind of neat in the parade, especially if I can find some American flags or something to hang off of it. That would be really neat. But anyway, I'm chugging along, guys. I've got a lot of stuff done. Again, I gotta throw this on there for my steering. I think that'll fix the steering issue. Lights. One of the one of the commenters said, "Hey, you should put lights in." I agree. I think it would be groovy with lights. I have a bunch of LED lights in a box back there. I need to sort through them, figure out which ones are good and they work, and which ones I need to toss, and see if I've got pairs. I'd like to make the headlights work on this thing, and the tail lights, and then solder all that together, and then make a disconnect so when I take the hood off, I don't have to have wires hanging from it. I can just unplug a wire and just throw it to the side, so that I can have access to everything. I think that's the way that I would like to go with it. But all in all, guys, I mean, it's coming together. It's not been as hard a build as I thought it would be. Um, I'd suggest, I mean, if you want to do like a new bright body build or something, it's basically kind of the same deal. You can kind of look at what I did and get an idea of how you want to do it. It's not terrible, and I think it's coming out to look pretty cool. I'm really liking it. Shoot. Anyway, so what I'm going to do next, and oh, if you were wondering, uh, the Klinger here, he ain't coming out. I cut the ass out of his dress. Excuse my French, but cut the butt out of his dress, and so that I could shoe goo him directly in the seat. He ain't going nowhere. But if I decide to ever change his outfit because it gets muddy or whatever, at least shoe goo, you get a twist and pull, and it peel the stuff off and put whatever and do it over. But that's how he's mounted. He's shoe gooed into the seat, if you're wondering. Um, anyway, what I'd like to do next is another video on lights and everything working. I'm not going to do an audio card on this thing. I think it sounds cool with that whiny, geary sound that it has already. It sounds like a military Jeep. I see no need in adding an audio card to make it even louder. I'll be honest with you, maybe it's just me. I can't stand those audio cards that make it sound like it's running. It's just annoying to me. I've just always been that way. I like my RCs to kind of be quiet. If they have a gear whine like this one does, it doesn't bother me. I kind of enjoy that because to me that's more realistic than an audio card. Um, but anyway, next video we're gonna get lights working, finish it up, maybe do some detail work on the body to make it look a little more used. And then I've got a park down the road from me that I scoped out yesterday on my way back from physical therapy that has a nice trail, a walking trail, and it's got some rocks and things. So I think the last video of this thing will be a run video, and I'm going to take it out there to the park, and we're going to take it for a spin and see how she does. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for all the support and the comments and messages. I appreciate every one of you for subscribing. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Every little bit helps. If you can like the video, I would appreciate it. That gets the video out to more folks and helps this channel grow a little bit. Anyway, till next time, guys. Uh, hey, have fun with RC and hey, don't take no wooden nickels.